Alright, fellow forgers, this map is called Construction, forged by Mr. Stylizen. I'm going to assume this map was meant to be an aesthetic map more than a good racetrack. There are a few problems. He has a start set up with 14 start points, but no spawn points. So if a player dies before they hit the first checkpoint, they will, the game doesn't know where to spawn them. In the race game type, the game uses the last checkpoint you hit as a spawn point if you die. If you haven't hit a checkpoint, it diverts to the default spawn points that are in the Forge world. So I would take out half of those start points and put in a row of spawn points behind there. That would solve that problem. Or just put a checkpoint immediately at the start that players can't miss. Problem solved. This map is aesthetically wonderful. It's meant to be a construction site, obviously, according to the name. I feel like he cared a lot more about the aesthetics than the actual gameplay, because it's kind of a confusing map. Here you can see I actually found it more efficient to just back up into the checkpoint than it was to actually turn around on that bank. The bank doesn't really facilitate turning around very well unless you kind of do a 180 on it, but this section here, the ceiling is way too low. I couldn't film it at all in standard camera mode in theater. I do a lap where I break the camera off of the player so you can see through there, but when you're actually playing it, the camera's really low and mostly all you see is your Spartan's head and shoulders, and it's hard to see where you're going. Reach was never intended to be a race game. So when you make maps, you kind of have to keep certain things in mind when you're doing it. And, you know, one of the things that bothers me the most when I'm racing is when my camera gets jammed up on low objects and I can't see where I'm going. That's pretty frustrating for a driver. But again, I think he just wanted to make a really cool aesthetic map and slap down some race checkpoints to make it playable. Now, I know Stylizen is a pretty legit forger, and I was immediately surprised when I started this game, because it was kind of unclear where to go, and it didn't look like it was going to be fun from the beginning. It wasn't very fun to drive on this track. There are a few sections that were cool, but they were always followed by a section that I just felt screwed over by the forger. So I really hope that this was just meant as an aesthetic map, because I know this guy makes legit tracks. Really, I think he was just challenging my ability to do a review of a track like this. Well done, Stylizen. You have challenged me. But definitely give this map a look. Give it a download. It's in the file share of Mr. Stylizen, and it is really cool aesthetically. I do have the feeling that I'm in a construction site the entire time. Now, Stylizen has a YouTube channel here on YouTube. It's called Forge Playlist. Definitely check it out. You can find it in my featured channels. He also hosts a Supercross tournament. I don't know if he's filled up on signups for that, but I'm signed up for it, and I hope we don't have to race on this one, because I'm going to cry. Thanks for watching, and be sure and subscribe.